Yep, little clue to what's happening. I'm going to talk about the Grateful Dead. They are one of my all time favorite bands. I've been a fan of theirs over 30 years now, and I thought I would talk about one of their most storied moments in their long, strange trip. And that is the Europe 72 tour. Uh, for those who are longtime fans, maybe new fans, of course, we're all aware of, the album Europe 72. A great, great compilation. Really great compilation. Introduced people at the time to songs that they probably never heard before. He's Gone was a new one. Jack Straw. Brown Eyed Women, Ramble on Rose. Mr. Charlie, one of my all-time favorite songs of theirs. Yeah, it came out, I think it was maybe it was early 73 when that album came out, maybe late 72. I don't have the dates in front of me. But then a couple years ago, 2010, 2011 maybe, they released a second volume. Again, kind of keeping in line with the album art. It's just great album art. Also, really, really well put together. It doesn't repeat any songs that are on here. So, if you had those two compilations, you would have a great set of live Grateful Dead music from arguably one of their best time periods. But I'm going to dive a little bit deeper. So, when this came out around the same time, there was a box set for the first time ever of the entire Europe 72 tour. It's out of print now, and I'd really like to see another reissue of that box set. It came in like a steamer trunk kind of thing, so it looked like, you were traveling. I don't have that edition. I just have just the music-only edition, I believe it was called. A seller on eBay was very fair with their price, negotiated a little bit. They were very fair. Everything was still unplayed. It was still wrapped in the plastic, and I'd like to discuss it. So let's begin. Let's just start from the very beginning with the first show of the tour, which would have been April 7th, 1972, Wembley. Again, great artwork, keeping in line with that original Europe 72 release. And what I really like about these is that each one has some liner notes, various people talking about, the songs being played, how they're being played, what their thoughts are. Really great, really, really insightful. And each of these, some of these are 4 discs worth of music. Really great stuff. So love it. Second one. Once again, they're still in Wembley at the Empire Pool. April 8th. I love all of this artwork. Look at it. And, once again, more great liner notes. Their sets during these shows, they didn't change a whole lot. And by that I mean they definitely had songs in the set list that they were going to play, and they knew they were going to play them every night. But if you've been to one Grateful Dead show, that's only one Grateful Dead show. You never know what the next one is going to be like. Uh, so here's the third one in the set, playing in Newcastle. Again, I just love this artwork. I mean, how, it's British. Look at the little pinky up there. I would love to see maybe a poster or something showing all of this artwork, because as you're going to see, these are just great. So for this show, which is April 14th, they're in Copenhagen, Denmark. You can jump around on YouTube and see footage of it. And at some point during the tour, someone had gone and found a bunch of rubber masks, like Halloween masks and clown masks. So the artwork features one of these silly little masks. And, in each one, even though the songs repeat, I mean, they're just interpreted differently every time. And while I've never sat and listened to all of them back to back to back, which I think would take, I don't know, maybe definitely a few days. And of course, you'd probably be burnt out on the Grateful Dead by then. Here's one in Denmark. And every night they would, kind of change how the lineup went. Some nights, usually keeping it pretty much the same. Here's April 17th, Copenhagen. I like how his socks match his shirt. That hole in the shoe. This one is interesting. So there was a program in Europe called Beat Club. Again, jump on YouTube. Just look up Beat Club. You'll see tons of bands playing on Beat Club. Live kind of in the studio, kind of green screen background with some early kind of trippy artwork behind them. So this was, playing for Beat Club, and this is the shortest show in the entire set. I mean, this would have been filmed for the TV show, and the footage that's out there, it's really good stuff. So there he is. Like a tourist. It's like, oh, look at that. See the car. And again, he's wearing that little mask. Okay, so this is an interesting one. So this is from April 24th when they're playing in Dusseldorf at what's called the Rhine Hall. So this actually came out many years ago. 2004 it came out. It was the full show plus a few bonus tracks from a later show in here. It came out as Rockin' the Rhine. Really great artwork. And again, really great show. And it was, I think it was maybe the first time a complete Grateful Dead show from Europe 72 was given an official release. I mean, and I played the heck out of this thing. So then, when the actual box set came out, well, here it is again. Eating a pretzel there. Because you're in Germany, right? And, I mean, that's 4 discs long. Yeah, and the order in which these songs appear was kind of changed around a bit to make it fit on 3 discs, which is fine with me. I still do really like this. The bonus tracks from May 24th are on here. There's only 2. Turn on Your Love Light and a Pigpen song called The Stranger, Two Souls in Communion. a very underrated Pigpen song, one you don't hear very much. So yeah, Dusseldorf, rocking the Rhine. Let's see, yeah, the stack just keeps growing. So then, next up, on April 26th, they're in Frankfurt, Germany. Now, again, this is another interesting one. So, about maybe not half of this show was released mid 90s. Mid 90s, I'm trying to think now. Anyway, doesn't matter. Came out as 100-Year Hall. So, and again, this isn't the full show, but there is 100-Year Hall there. Pardon the reflections. Goodness. And the one thing I really liked about this one, again, this was a real early Europe 72 release. I'll show you the artwork a little bit better there. Was, you know, you just didn't get to hear all the Europe stuff. I've always really loved this artwork. I mean, that is just incredible. I cannot believe this has not been released as a poster or a tapestry. I mean, gosh, release it on vinyl. That would look so good on vinyl. Put it in a frame, put it on your wall. But I digress. 100-Year Hall, so it's not the complete show that was released here, but I have a lot of great memories with this one. A buddy of mine and I, we would play this going to and from concerts for years and years, and it was always just kind of, you know, you're in the car going there, play it going to the show, play it coming home. So then when, once again, the box set comes out, here's the full show. And even though I love that the full show was released, I will still play this. You say, oh, well, why play part of a show? Well, you know, sometimes there's just memories attached to things, and you just connect with it, and you know that's what you got. You got part of the show, so you just played it. So I really love it. As truncated as it is, I still think it's great. Next up, from April 29th at the Music Hall in Hamburg, I believe we have a Dire Wolf there. One of the great tracks off of Working Man's Dead. You know, again, more great liner notes. And moving on swiftly. So, this I think is a great piece of artwork as well. So this is from May 3rd, and at this point, you know, they've gone from Germany, now they're in France. They're playing in Paris at the Olympia Theater. And before I show you this, how many people, when you were younger, maybe even older, maybe even right now, maybe you're in your 50s or 60s and you're still doing this, and you hear music that you like, and you play a little bit of air guitar, you know, you pick up a broom or you pick up a tennis racket or whatever, and you pretend to play guitar. Well, in Paris, maybe you would pick up a baguette. I really love the attention to detail right here with that hand, you know, making a chord. It's just so funny. And you can see it plugs in. It's great. And you know, and also it's also a really good show. It's another 4-disc show. And I know, you know, you can probably stream all of these things, but you know, having the hard copy, I mean, it was like you had discovered an artifact. You'd been searching and searching, and then you finally found it. And then again, once again, at the Olympia Theater, the next day, May the 4th, Star Wars Day. Right there. An interesting thing about this is there was a record store day, maybe 2011, 2012, around the time this was all released, where they released the performance of Dark Star as a double-sided LP. And the reason for that is, and I could be wrong, this either is or one of the longest performances of Dark Star they ever did. And again, it's split over 2 LP sides. So, and it's a very good performance. The best performance of it, difficult to say. I mean, Deadheads, we could debate the greatest version of Dark Star or any song for days, for years. Next one up, coming back to England, May the 7th at the Bickershaw Festival. Really great. I like that it says Bickershaw right there. So, guitar players who have used Fender equipment tend to know that a brand name is usually sitting right there. Really great. I love that bird standing there. Let's see. Jumping over to Amsterdam for this one, and so this artwork will need a little bit of explanation, but and again, it's so funny. And one thing that it kind of reminds me of, if anybody grew up watching Sesame Street, 40 and plus years ago, a little animated typewriter that would come up, had 2 eyes. Noo. This kind of reminds me of him, and I don't know why, but it just kind of does. So, but this is May the 10th in Amsterdam. And yes, that is a fan with a big B on it. And for those who don't know, the Grateful Dead song Bertha is nicknamed after a large fan, kind of like, put it on the floor, cool off a room, that the band had. I don't know if it was at someone's house or in like a rehearsal space, but this fan, because it's spinning around, it would kind of move and kind of shuffle around the room. And I don't know who named it this, but they nicknamed it Bertha. And so the song, Bertha, don't you come around here anymore, it was about this walking fan. I like how there's a little screw loose. A little play on words there, right? This is in Rotterdam. This is May the 11th. The Clogs. I don't know if it's... I'm sure it shows it. Oh, okay, so cover illustration, Scott McDougall. I believe he did all of the artwork for these things, and if he did, which I believe he did, congratulations to you, Scott McDougall, if you're out there, because these illustrations are fantastic. Each one of them is so funny. Here's May the 13th in France. With the beret and the Groucho glasses with attached mustache. There's a picture of Bob Weir around this time on the tour, and he's wearing the same kind of outfit, and on his glasses he has like 2 stickers that look like eyeballs. So you'll notice there's a sticker and there's a little sticker. It's just so ridiculous and so fun. And this one I also really like as well, because they have they're kind of tuning up before the show and they're bantering back and forth, which I think is always so funny. They're professionally unprofessional. uh, this is in Luxembourg, and this is Luxembourg, pardon me. Um, and this is a really cool one as well because it has some of the sound check before the actual show. They do a sound check of Johnny Cash's Big River and their song Sugar Magnolia. And I believe this was recorded for Radio Luxembourg. Now, I don't know a lot of the history of Radio Luxembourg other than they would broadcast, I believe, throughout all of Europe, live musical performances. If someone knows, let me know. I should have done my research before I sat down. But because Radio Luxembourg was such a thing, there is your Radio Luxembourg. I always like how, like so many of these illustrations, they always make sure to include the wires. It's just so funny. Another great piece of artwork from May the 18th in Munich. So when you're in Munich and you're in Germany, well, and you're the Grateful Dead, well, you got to have a tie-dye beer stein. I don't know what makes me laugh more, if it's the shoes or the gloves. But this is a really good one too. Really, yeah. I mean, and I do want to make note of the fact that, so at this point in the Grateful Dead's history, they started off having one drummer, Bill Kreutzmann, on drums. For me, I think he's one of the greatest drummers who has ever lived. I absolutely just love his style. And then they added second drummer Mickey Hart, and just the two of them playing. It's just incredible. Well, at this point in the band's career, Mickey Hart had left the band. And so Bill Kreutzmann just, was back to being the solo drummer. And what he does during this tour is really incredible because he's incorporating a lot of what Mickey Hart was doing as far as playing more world music, aspects of South American or African or Australian Aboriginal rhythms. And so Bill, he's not just keeping time, but he's really filling in the gaps. And if you can find good footage of him, you'll see him, and he's just dancing. Both feet are going, both hands are going. He's just I can't say enough. I just can't. So, Bill Kreutzmann filling the drummer seat, making it sound like two drummers. And I think he does a fantastic job of doing it. So, the band started in England for this tour, and then they finished up in England for this tour. They did a 4-night run at the Lyceum Theatre. This is from May 23rd of that year. Does it get any more British than a double-decker bus? The eyes. and this 4-night run, really, it's just so good. Really, really good. Here's the next night on the 24th. Again, come on. Does it get any more British than Big Ben? No, probably not. And the 25th. Stepping out of a out of a phone booth, those classic red phone booths that they, well, kind of used to have. They're kind of getting rid of them. There's a few sitting around. But again, another 4-disc set. Really, really good. Really good. And then the last night of the tour, May 26th. There it is. Keep calm and carry on, right? So I mentioned those 4 because there was a compilation that came out covering those 4 nights there at the Lyceum called Stepping Out with the Grateful Dead. See, he's stepping out of the double-decker bus. Really good compilation. So, I mean, you know, if you can't get the entire set of Europe 72, I mean, the compilation will definitely hold you over well. Once again, Rockin' the Rhine definitely fills the gap. If you can find any of these shows, I absolutely recommend them. They're so good. So, tell me what you think. Are you a big fan of Europe 72? Is there another tour you like more? Do you even like the Grateful Dead? Why or why not? Let me know. And thanks for hanging out.